Chris and Birdley will make out at the festival in Deltarune Chapter 5. Did that get your attention? Good. Anyway, as you probably know, Deltarune Chapter 5 will be releasing tomorrow, so I figured I'd do something quick before the big day comes around. Lots of other people are making prediction videos, but I'm going to be a bit more loose. This is my wish list of what I would like to see in Chapter 5 of Deltarune. Now, of course, my opinions are always right. But if there's something you want to see that you feel I missed, let me know down in the comments below. With that out of the way, let's get started with a big one. The first thing I want to see is Susie learning about how the soul works, or at least learning more about it than before. She almost asked the big question to Chris back in Chapter 4, but she got cut off with the whole tragedy thing. That being said, I'm sure there's some juicy drama that'll come out of her figuring it out. Imagine her reaction to learning that during most of her time spent with Chris, they were actually being puppeteered by the soul. Chris's response to that would be just as interesting, since they still very much view Susie as a friend, especially given all the little moments they have in this game, like at the diner. Personally, I think she's just gonna react like the, oh boy, 2 cakes meme, but with having 2 friends instead. So maybe it won't be too dramatic after all. Next up is a sentiment that people have had for a long time. We need to see Asgore lock the fuck in during Chapter 5. Asgore's whole life has been a mockery throughout most of Undertale and all of Deltarune so far. At the very least though in Undertale, he got built up and hype surrounding his character, and he delivered with one of the best themes of the whole franchise. Granted, in both games he still lost the love of his life through his own actions, but at least in Undertale he's still well liked by his citizens. In Deltarune, Asgore almost has nothing, to the point where other residents feel bad for him. This guy could really use a win. My personal hope is that he puts himself in harm's way to save you from the night. Lots of people think that he's in on the whole conspiracy with Carol, but I think he's actually investigating separately from her, and as such wouldn't be working with the Knight. Who knows for sure though, most likely it'll just be during a boss fight with him that we'll see some cool stuff. That's practically confirmed thanks to the prophecy after all. Regardless of what happens, I hope he gets a small win at least. Like his favorite show coming back. Which show you ask? Come on, you already know. The one with the cowboy! That's right, partners. I'm a truther of the shitpost-turned conspiracy. Woody theory can and will come true. This is our last and most likely chance for us to finally see the Woody character we've been wanting for years. I know on the outside, Woody theory kinda gets looked down upon for being too much of a stretch, but especially for Chapter 5, there's tons of evidence pointing to it. I'll link a video or two in the description if you want a refresher, because I don't really have the time to explain the theory myself. But the fact of the matter is that even after the announcement for Chapter 5 came out, we got even more evidence. There's Western clips in the trailer. Toby made that weird ass post about Toy Story 5. That movie comes out on the 19th. Deltarune Chapter 5 comes out on the 24th. That gap is 5 days long. There's 5s everywhere. It's like the stars are aligning for Woody theory to come true. If it turns out to not come true, and really just be a shitpost this entire time, I don't know what I'd do. The friend inside us will just not be satisfied. Ooh, wait, speaking of friend, that's another thing I want to see. We need more of image_friend. And I don't mean the breadcrumbs that we've been getting. I'm sick of seeing 1 pixel of friend ass hair every chapter. I want an actual introduction to friend as a character, possibly including a boss fight. Considering the fact that he's theorized to be the tail of hell from the prophecy, and also the one responsible for Jess's disappearance and Chris's trauma, this is the prime time to reveal him as a character and learn about him. He's set up to be a big character thanks to the stuff we know about Noelle playing that Cat Pedders game. So if he gets introduced any later than now, I feel like that wouldn't leave enough room for his character to set in. I saw a recent theory that'd be a pretty funny way to introduce him. It involved this scene in the trailer with the white feather, which people think looks like the white pen of hope that Gerson mentioned, but it's like actually bait. Like I could just imagine Gerson screaming from the church, "Susie, don't touch that pen! I was being metaphorical! I wasn't talking about a literal white pen of hope! Susie! Yeah, it'd be funny if that's our friend got introduced. But who knows for sure. I also heard someone propose that the feather is just a movement tool and otherwise not important. Either way though, we need to see more about Friend. After all, that last shadow crystal has to come from somewhere. Despite what a lot of YouTubers do, that intro joke I had is actually relevant to this video. I want to be with Birdley during the festival. I don't want our option of picking him to end up as a joke and default back to the main party. I want to actively do stuff with Birdley during the events of the festival. This guy is such a slept-on character. He has a relatable backstory. He soft carries Chapter 2 considering his involvement in the Queen fight. He has a job. And despite his antics, he knows when to lock in. Like in the Chapter 2 Weird Route, the moment he saw Noelle was in danger, he dropped the smart guy act and tried to help her. Oh, yeah, that's another point. He survived a snow grave! Barely, admittedly, but it still counts. Everyone writes Birdley off as just this nerdy Reddit chud character. But damn it, chuds deserve happiness too, and I want to do that for him. I'm not the only one too. Tons of people support Birdley as a ship, and not always in a romantic setting. I think Chris and Birdley have a fun dynamic, especially since... Okay, I have had trouble finding the exact post. I'm pretty sure there was a Noelle blog post that mentioned them playing together in a Minecraft server. Like, isn't that such a hell yeah? We've all done that with our friends at some point. They're totally friends. I want to see that dynamic explored more. So hopefully we get to actually hang out with Birdley in the festival for more than 2 minutes. So next up is my number 1 turbo most wanted thing in Chapter 5. But before that, I've got some quick honorable mentions here. 1, I'd love to see Flowey make an appearance. I don't know how they'd work him into the lore, but the flower parallels in Asgore's room are too obvious to ignore. And seeing that soul attack from his boss fight in the trailer definitely rang some alarm bells. I think it can happen. 2, well okay, this is probably more of a Chapter 6 wish, but we need to see a comeback from Undyne. I feel like she got completely hoed in Chapter 3. She should have put up a better fight against the Knight. Undyne was the second strongest monster in the entire Underground in Undertale next to Asgore. So I wish we got to see more of a scrap before she got kidnapped. Besides, the whole plan about the police sacrifice? How do you sacrifice someone who's undying? Riddle me that, Batman. Number 3, Jevil needs more lore. I feel like the game completely forgot about Jevil. He gets brought up by Spamton once and has an Easter egg in the Tenna fight, but otherwise that's it. Meanwhile, Spamton gets a shit ton of lore connections with Tenna and Friend. He's hogging all the lore! Jevil's way harder than Spamton, and almost as hard as Gerson. The only reason Gerson's harder is that you get one character and you can't use items. Maybe we'll see something through Sham after we give him the last Shadow Crystal. Only time will tell. Alright guys, the one thing we need, more than anything else I've mentioned. Where the fuck is Papyrus? It's been years, Toby! What could he possibly be doing in the house all day? How long did it take her to smile? Fuck that! How long did it take Papyrus to get off of his ass and open that damn door? Papyrus is one of my favorite characters of all time. The guy's charismatic, has a heart of gold, and he's a lot smarter than people give him credit for. We need to see him again. Every day without him has been agony. I don't even know what he would do, man. I just want to see him. It's highly likely, thanks to list theory, that Papyrus will be in a Dark World at some point, so I'm confident that he'll have his time to shine. Anyway, I think that's all the points I want to cover. I can't wait to sink my teeth into Chapter 5, and I will be making more videos on Deltarune. Let me know some stuff you guys want to see in Chapter 5, because I bet y'all have some great points that'd be fun to discuss. Currently, my channel only really gets attention for Sonic/Kirby content, so support this video however you can if it isn't too much trouble. Like, subscribe, share, all that goes a long way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Take care!